Lumen Christi Catholic School, and joining us is President Elaine Crosby and Major Gifts and Alumni Relations Officer Charlie Ludlow. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. We're back.
Yeah, happy first day of school.
Yeah, they're. I was telling you, they're very excited there today. They were there very early. I've never seen high school students get to school so early.
Never seen it.
And it will not happen probably again. But they wanted to make sure they could get into their lockers, I think. Work on those combinations.
Oh, great. And Charlie, this is your first year as a staff, as an advancement officer, but you are no stranger to Lumen Christi.
Nope. Went to Lumen Christi. I'm an alumni. Graduated back in 2013. So it's great to be back home.
And earlier today, on his first day of school, Charlie, you were misidentified as a student by another student?
Yes, I asked a student to tuck his shirt in. He looked back at me thinking I was a student, so it was an interesting experience.
I asked Todd the barber if he had a rush of back-to-school haircuts, and he said he usually does. He gets a little bit of a rush the week before school starts, but his big rush is the day after Lumen Christi starts.
Exactly. I saw so many boys that will be going to the barber or the hairstylist or whatever they're choosing this week, that their hair was quite long. I guess it's the style, but you don't seem to do that. I mean,
no. Short is in style. Well,
Is
look
it?
at Charlie. That's a perfect haircut for Lumen
Charlie
Christi.
and Brandon, everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how was the first day of school?
They're there right now. They're still. We had this morning. You know, they went to their first 4 hours of class, first 4 class periods. Then we had mass, an all-school mass, which we do in the cafeteria. So that was our first all-school mass. So the new 7th graders and some of our other new students are experiencing that for the first time with Father Brian. And you know, we have a chapel choir, and so it's pretty moving mass. And then Charlie and I helped redo the cafeteria, because our cafeteria is everything, as you know. So it was our mass, and then we put it back into cafeteria. And now they had some assemblies this afternoon, and just kind of getting them back in the swing of it. The 7th and 9th graders were there yesterday, and then they could come on Sunday night too, to kind of. But the 7th graders, they looked a little better by the time they got to mass today. When they first walked in this morning, they were having a hard time looking at us and smiling.
Well, this is their first time at Lumen Christi as students,
Right.
so a lot of, I guess, getting used to the place happening.
Yeah, and we had them there back a couple times while they were 6th graders, and we've had them around. It's just, and a lot of them have siblings, so they've been there.
How about enrollment? Do you have an idea of what things are going to look like
Well,
this
you
year?
know, it's still always kind of a moving target this time of year, but I think we're around 450 students. So we'd want more. We have space for more, but you know, we also have 450 kids that are there to learn, and teachers that are there to teach. So we're off to a good start.
It's great enrollment. And Charlie, you've got a pretty major job. In fact, it says major in your title, Major Gifts and Alumni Relations Officer. One of the things that the school has been really focusing on over the last few years is connecting with alumni. It was kind of a missing demographic in your support. Are you seeing more people who are recent graduates of Lumen Christi stay connected?
We're trying to keep everybody as connected as possible. I think that's one reason why Elaine brought me in as a younger person from a newer class. But ultimately, what we're trying to do is make sure our alumni still feel at home. And the only way to do that is to talk to them, create events for them, but also create space to talk to them one-on-one. And that's the biggest piece, is you want to connect with them on an individual basis as often as possible.
For fundraising, you're going to keep with the traditional events that you've had, the auction and...
Yeah, we have the auction, we have the golf tournament that we put on, and the spring raffle, of course, at Lumen Christi. What's different this year is we don't have the fall festival this year. We're taking a little break from that, so people that were planning on coming out there in the next couple of weeks, there won't be anything going on at St. John's for that. But we'll come up with a new thing maybe for next year. But we just I think there's a little fatigue, and it's time to take a little rest from that. But yeah, the auction, they're already working on it in the advancement office. And
Well, the Fall Festival, if you if you had a date for the Fall Festival, it's going to be a beautiful weekend that weekend.
you know it will be a beautiful weekend. It will not rain. It will not be 85 degrees. Everything will be perfect because we're.
Yeah, there were a couple of years where the Fall Festival was in monsoon season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were there last week for packet pickup. That's
yeah.
a long time tradition at Lumen
That is a
Christi.
very, as far as I know, it's a very long time. Yeah, and it keeps the office staff keeps making it more and more organized.
Do you remember, Charlie, when you were a student, if this was a big deal?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it was the day where everybody gets to come together for the first time again too, and be at the school and get excited about the coming weeks of school starting.
Yep, they get their books and the downloads for the high school kids, and we had some used uniform sale they could do.
You've got some new people too. You've got a new AD.
We
new
do
teachers.
have a new AD. We have, I think, don't we have 6 new people in the building this year between Charlie, the new AD, and 4 teachers.
Okay.
So
You have
we're excited.
a lot of Lumen Christi alumni that come back and work.
They do come back, you know, and that's a testament to what Lumen's done over the years with they're creating teachers. So that's you know, the teaching world is struggling a little bit right now, and so we're just so thankful that we have such great teachers.
Well, it's a hard job. And Charlie, you, I think, joined another family member at Lumen. Your dad is a teacher and dean of students, right?
Yeah, he's dean of men. Yeah, so his job is to keep all those boys in line, make sure they get haircuts and tuck their shirts in. And then Amanda Garrett is the dean of women, and they work together, and with Stephanie Kristovic, the principal, to, you know, just keep us civil.
Why did you come back to Lumen Christi, Charlie?
Well, I mean, truth be told, this is really what I wanted to do when I graduated from college, was work in the nonprofit sector, raising money for nonprofits or specifically schools. Initially, I took a couple of sales jobs and got experience doing that, but I mean, in reality, they do kind of relate in some way, shape, or form in what you're doing on a day-to-day basis and what we're trying to accomplish. So it was a good experience for me to enhance what I'm going to be doing with Lumen.
It is a sales job.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and we're working with a consulting firm that had a seminar down in Notre Dame. So one of his the second week here, I think it was your second week here. Yeah, we went down to that and kind of learned what Catholic school development and advancement is like, and got a lot of good pointers. And so he's getting mentored a little bit by them because I certainly don't have all the answers for him. And I'm just excited that I have somebody. One, that, you know, he's an alum, and 2, that he's very excited to do the job, and I think he's going to do great.
Well, I think that's the first thing that you've got to have, and that is the desire to do that job. So that's probably the most important part that you're bringing with you to that job. So if anyone wants to make a major gift, this would be a good day to do it, his first day of school.
Absolutely, and it doesn't have to be major. Any gift, we take any gift. They don't have to be major gifts all the time, and he'll take any gift he can get at this point. But no, the Jackson community they're so generous to our Catholic schools, and we really appreciate everything they do for us, because it is, we cannot charge what it costs to educate kids, and so we have to rely on the community to help us get that in between. And so it was time to get somebody else in there too to help me bridge that gap, and I think Charlie's going to do great.
Plus, Elaine has to step away for a few events. This is Elaine's golf season coming up.
Yeah, I've got 2 more things to go. I still have it's kind of a really fun event. We do 3 days of, well, about 4 days of pro-ams, but we play in Portsmouth, Massachusetts, then we go to Cape Cod, and then we go to Nantucket. And so it's fun. In between there's one competition where it's a team event, and so I play with Nancy Scranton. That's the one on Cape Cod. But Julie Inkster and Trish Johnson, or Julie Inkster and Pat Hirsch usually play in it, and when Julie Inkster plays anything, she typically wins. So Nancy and I are going to have to figure a strategy here to take Julie down. But
Well, it's their home. They're pretty much playing in their backyard.
Julie?
Yeah.
No, Julie's from California.
Oh, okay.
So's Pat. Pat Hurst, not Pat
Pat
Bradley.
Bradley's
You're
from-
thinking Pat Bradley.
Pat
Yeah.
Bradley's from
She's from,
Massachusetts.
yeah, she lives in Hyannis. And then in October, we play the LPGA Senior Championship at French Lake.
Oh, that's a car ride.
Yes, it
Good
is.
trip.
It's nice when it's a car ride.
And if someone would like to explore Lumen Christi, you're still welcoming prospective students.
Absolutely. We have our Witness the Difference tours once a month, the second Thursday of the month. It's at 8 o'clock in the morning. It goes from 8 until 9, or 8:30 to 9:30, I guess it is. And then it's just a chance to hear about Lumen. So whether you're an alum that just wants to hear what's going on in Lumen, or you're a prospective student or parent that wants to hear, it's a great time to come. Just call Lumen Christi and we'll get you on the list for this. And like I said, it's the second Thursday of every month.
Great. Now, Charlie, you were a runner at Lumen. You going to help
Yes, sir.
out with any of the coaching there?
Yeah, so I actually just started with becoming the assistant coach for the cross country team at Lumen. So I'm helping Ryan Miller out with the boys and getting everything set. We just had 2-a-days last week, so it's been an exciting experience, kind of navigating as a coach for the first time. But it's been great.
Nice. Well, good luck in your new job and as coach, and to everyone at Lumen Christi as the school year gets
Yeah,
underway.
we're excited to get it going. It's not quiet there anymore.
Great to see you. Thank you.
Thank
Excellent,
you.
thank you.
Major Gifts and Alumni Relations Officer Charlie Ludlow and President of Lumen Christi, Elaine Crosby. Well, speaking of golf, up next we have one